Listen carefully, because the next sentence is the part nobody ever warns you about. The first 60 minutes of a total blackout decide who stays calm and who silently walks into the biggest danger of their life. When the grid dies, people think the threat is darkness. It's not. It's the chain reaction of human behavior, physics, and biology that unfolds minute by minute. And if you don't understand that timeline, you react wrong. And reacting wrong is how people get hurt long before chaos ever reaches the streets. The very first thing you'll notice isn't darkness at all. It's silence. Real silence. A city without electricity has this strange, heavy quietness to it, like the world is holding its breath. Refrigerators stop humming. Traffic lights die instantly. Elevators freeze, and your brain goes, weird glitch. Most people wait for the lights to come back because that's what always happens. But here's the problem. That assumption is the most dangerous thought in the first 5 minutes. The grid almost never dies cleanly. When it collapses hard enough to knock out everything at once, there's usually a reason, and it's rarely something that fixes itself. Within 10 minutes, your body starts showing the effects, even if you don't notice. Your eyes widen, your ears sharpen, because humans evolved to fear the dark. Your brain pumps a little extra cortisol, the stress hormone that makes you more alert but also more jumpy. And if you're near a crowd, stores, malls, bus stations, you'll feel this tiny ripple of confusion sweep through people. Not panic. Not yet. But the collective brain is waking up, and the more people there are, the more that confusion amplifies. This isn't psychology theory. It's basic herd behavior. When the environment becomes unpredictable, humans scan other humans to decide how to react. When they see uncertainty, they mirror uncertainty. That's why blackouts feel tense, even before anything happens. Around the 15-minute mark, you hit the first real survival fork. Communication. Your phone still has battery, but the towers are already choking. Everyone is trying to refresh messages, load maps, call family. In a normal outage, networks survive. In a grid-level collapse, the backups overload. When the towers fail, you suddenly lose the one thing you rely on more than electricity: information. And without information, humans guess. And humans are terrible at guessing under stress. This is why your very first priority in these early minutes is extremely simple. Gather as much local reality as possible. Step outside. Look for neighborhood lights, listen for sirens, check if cars are still moving normally. Raw observation beats rumor every time. This section is based on practical field survival experience rather than formal academic sources. By 20 minutes, the temperature inside any sealed building starts drifting. You don't feel it yet, but physics doesn't care. Air systems stop cycling. Humidity rises, and if you're in a high-rise, you've already lost your only mechanical escape: elevators. People trapped inside them begin panicking around this point, because claustrophobia spreads like fire. If you're ever caught in a building during a blackout, forget food, forget gear, the first thing you secure is your exit path. Lights off means stairwells become pitch black, and those narrow concrete tubes are the last place you want to be stumbling blindly when hundreds of others decide to leave at the same time. The 30-minute point is when the city's personality changes. Drivers who are stuck at intersections start improvising. Without traffic lights, most people still follow basic courtesy for a while. But it only takes one impatient driver to break the pattern. And once the pattern breaks, intersections turn into slow-motion collisions. Not dramatic, just stupidly dangerous. This is the moment where you stay away from major roads, not because of crime, but because of physics. 2 tons of metal with no signals and stress drivers is a threat all by itself. If you have to move, stay on foot, stick to back routes, and listen constantly. You'll hear trouble long before you see it. By 40 minutes, the real human problems begin. People start checking neighbors' windows. They step outside with flashlights. They begin asking questions out loud. Is it just us? Did something blow? This is harmless at first, but it spreads a sense of unease if the blackout is widespread. The moment people realize the problem isn't local, their brains shift gears. Suddenly, every shadow feels deeper. Every noise feels suspicious. You're now entering what emergency responders call the uncertainty escalation phase. Not panic, but a rising tension that makes people more reactive, more jumpy, and more likely to make irrational decisions. If you stay calm while others get anxious, you gain a massive advantage. Around the 45-minute mark, you face the first biological challenge. Water. Not because it runs out, because your systems depend on electricity more than you think. Appartement pumps up. Treatment plants lose pressure. If the blackout is deep enough, water quality becomes questionable fast. This is exactly why one of your first blackout actions should always be filling containers, bathtubs, anything. Even if the power comes back, you lose nothing. If it doesn't, you just secured life support for days. And here's the part nobody tells you. Plumbing systems can backflow during prolonged outages. Having your own stored water keeps you independent from a system that may already be degrading in ways you can't see. This section is based on practical field survival experience, rather than formal academic sources. By 50 minutes, you start hearing things: distant alarms, people yelling across streets, the occasional dog barking like it senses something off. Animals are incredibly sensitive to environmental changes. They don't understand electricity, but they feel the tension in humans, the silence in machines, and the change in soundscapes. If neighborhood dogs are going wild, it often means the blackout is broader than you think. Your brain, already wired for threat detection, will amplify these cues. This is when fear tries to fill the information vacuum. Don't let it. Fear makes terrible decisions. Now we reach the 60-minute mark, the turning point. By now, your neighborhood knows this isn't a flicker. This isn't routine. You've entered the extended outage zone, where the grid is officially behind schedule. This is the moment where people split into two categories. The first group waits passively, hoping someone else solves the problem. The second group, ideally, switches into controlled survival mode. Not panic, not paranoia. Controlled preparation. You secure your water. You find your lights. You check your battery banks. You unplug sensitive electronics. You mentally map your neighborhood. You decide who you'll check on and who you'll avoid. You create stability for yourself before instability spreads. Because, after the first hour, the rules of modern society begin to loosen. Not collapse. Just loosen. And the people who make it through blackouts safely aren't the ones with bunkers. They're the ones who acted early, stayed aware, and didn't wait to be surprised by problems they could have solved in the first 60 minutes. Please stay connected, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment to Psychologic Dose.